Okay, welcome back everyone to another episode of Yoda's Hut. I'm Bill. I go by Yodaman on the boards, and I'm joined once again by Derek. Hey Derek, how's it going?
I'm doing good.
All right, so this is another matchup between Jerry and myself where we're playing redemption and return cards. And in this game, I'm actually playing a deck that was suggested on the boards by Derek. It is a Smugglers and Jedi deck, which has Smugglers affiliation, used one Renegade Squadron mobilization, one Gardener's Secret, two Ties of Blood, two Deep Commitment, the Ferris Olin set, two Heroes Duty, the newest loop, one to Arms, that's the weapons neutral set, and one Opening Moves, which has the Proximity Mine. And Jerry was playing a Scum deck that he built himself, again, just trying to make use of some of the new cards that nobody had really suggested anything with the ladies' lesson, so he wanted to use that. And his deck has two Slave Trade, two ladies' lessons, two Out of the Mist, and then one each of Jabba's Orders, Masterful Manipulations, No Disintegrations, and Hutt's Menagerie. So you have any initial thoughts about the deck list? I know one of them is certainly your deck, Derek. So
uh, yeah, sounds like pretty standard scum. Other than one masterful is unusual, just because that set is so insanely good. With the deck I made, I just started out. I wanted to use the new Luke and try and figure out the best deck to build with him. And since he's ideally such a defensive unit, I figured Leia's pod was a given. Then I threw in Gardener's Secret because I wanted to be able to find ways to give Luke an extra unit damage because he's so much better with a third damage. So we've got the weapons pod in there where you can search for weapons as well as the proximity mine. And you've got a lot of potential targets for Moma, the most obvious one being the one Echo Caverns or the one proximity mine. And then I ended up with I needed two more pods, and because of the resource count, they needed to be Jedi because I had two neutrals and two Smuggler already and four Jedi. I went with Ferris because the Asteroid Sanctuary not only can be searched for, I think, because
yeah,
it's
it
technically
can.
neutral.
It is. Yep.
It's another way to give unit damage or blast damage to Luke, and it's got a fair amount of like shielding and things like that too. So yeah, it was really just trying to start with Luke and find ways to pair it with Moma and see what type of things I could do by basically creating a deck that forces them to attack into Luke.
Yeah. And so Jerry looks like he started with the ladies' lesson, which is in order to engage it, you have to declare all available attackers. I think he had no disintegrations, and I think Hutt's Menagerie, if I'm looking at that right. And I started with Gardener's Secret and two of Hero's Duties. so
Hmm.
so the Gardener's Secret, which is going to really be useful since there's so many enhancements in your deck, is while
Yeah.
that's out, you get each enhancement contributes one icon to the force struggle. So
Yeah.
not too
That
bad.
could be useful.
Yeah. So
So
so he's played the deck collector and a headhunter. Looks like just to start here.
yeah, he's gonna have trouble winning edge until he gets both of those hero's duty turns off. Even if he takes one, it's gonna be hard to get them both probably in the same turn or two.
Yeah.
So you've got an edge advantage for a while here
Right.
probably.
And he committed the headhunter. I'm a little surprised about that, but I guess that's what he wanted to do.
Yeah, that's not a good unit to commit.
I think I discarded
Uh,
the event from to opening moves that like remove shields from play because I figured that wasn't going to do much good. And
yeah,
I'm going to play the Arthurian dealer or whatever, right?
that guy's good if you can get the proximity mine.
And
Oh,
there we go. And I'm
well.
going to play the proximity mine too.
You've got basically infinite proximity mines.
Yeah, that is so nuts. It really is.
Yeah,
So
it's that's the other part of the other reason why I like having the weapon pod in there. Not only giving ways to give Luke extra unit damage, but it's got a hidden cache which you can use to go get the proximity mine. So it gives you
right.
a second way to grab it other
Yeah.
than drawing Moma.
Yeah, and I think it looks like I'm just going to commit the junk dealer and take balance because of Gardner's secret here, with the proximity
Yeah,
mine being out. So
you
Jerry's
you
going to
can't risk
play.
attacking with that junk dealer either. He's too important with that proximity mine.
Oh, so Jerry just played the event that makes you have to declare an attack against a certain objective or the dial will click by two. So I guess
Uh-oh.
I'm going to send him in, and he put it on whatever that is, Hutt's Menagerie. Or I can't tell if that's No Disintegrations or Hutt's Menagerie.
I think that's no
Yeah,
disintegrations.
I think that one's. I'm pretty sure he had one of each of them out. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to send him in here, and he's going to block and put the shield on there. Now, at this point, I really don't care unless he's got a heat of battle. He's not going to kill my junk dealer. I'm just doing this to make sure the dial doesn't go up. But
Yeah.
and I'm going to put an edge card in anyway, I guess, just for the heck of it.
Yeah, it's
Oh, I put in a hidden grove. Oh, that gives me another option of something to bring back, I guess, if I want to.
mm, yeah.
And do a damage to the headhunter. He'll do it damage back. I won't get any on the objective, but I really don't care. And now I'm going to get balance back thanks to the proximity mine, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the only thing he did there was force you to lock down your one guy, but
Yeah.
in doing so, then now his headhunter's locked down because he committed it.
Right.
So I don't know that that really helped him
Yeah, I mean, I
much.
guess he doesn't have to keep the headhunter if he doesn't want to, but
Yeah.
and that proximity mine might do some work if he goes and attack because the proximity mine does you sacrifice it, it does 2 damage to each attacking unit. So,
Yeah, it is very hard to deal with.
well, yeah, and it's like when you're trying to keep some objective turned on, like Hero's Duty, and I have 2 of them out, so he's got to turn them both off to get those icons back on non-unit cards in an edge stack. That's that's helpful in protecting those.
Yeah, I mean the headhunter's the ideal guy to send in there because of his health and his shield. He could probably have done it
Yeah.
over a couple turns at least. So yeah, committing him, I don't think really it was a good idea.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't just commit the deck collector.
Yeah, that's what I would have
Even
done.
though he wanted to use the resource to like force me to have to attack. I mean, at that point, you're better off keeping the headhunter from being double focused.
Yeah, because you're getting force anyway with the proximity mine.
Right. So so now Jerry, I'm sure he's probably trying to figure out how to deal with this proximity mine issue here, and deal with the fact that he's got to turn off 2 things to get his non-unit edge cards to count their icons.
And that's the problem too, is even if he blows it up, you pay 2 resources next turn and it's right back there again.
That's exactly right. Now, I'd like to get some other resources to get some units out, but I can, like you said, I can sort of recycle that thing at will, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, you'll have to start attacking eventually, but he's not going to be able to do much to you other than make you have 2 less resources, but he's going to lose all his units attacking in doing so, which
Right.
should make it easier for you to counterattack.
Right. Yeah, and if he doesn't attack, then I just can keep it on the table, and I don't have to. I'll have resources to play other things here.
Right.
So
Yeah, I've always loved that card. I've just never been able to really find the deck that it worked great in. But
yeah, well, I think
I like
Gardner's
it in
Secret
this.
helps it.
Yeah, Gardner's Secret definitely made that card playable.
All right, so he's choosing not to keep the headhunter. So
Yeah, that's the problem with committing it is you get 1 strike out of it, and then it's pretty much not worth keeping.
Right.
And that 1 strike he used it on defense, which is not what that unit's really designed
yeah,
for.
so I just played one of the Whippids.
I think if I remember right, the Whippet gains a health if the lady's in play.
Yep, that's right.
His
Yeah.
extra thing.
And another one. And they do have Black Blast, though, so that's
Yeah.
helpful. So,
Black Blast. And but they only have 2 health right now, so even if he sends them, the mine can pop it.
right, yeah, so he could probably turn one of these heroes' duties off, but he's not going to be able to turn them both off.
Yeah, and in order to do it, he's going to end up losing 1 unit and focusing another.
Yeah, so he's going to send one in. So I'm probably trying to decide, do I want to use it here or wait and see if he attacks the other one? So I saved it because I figured I could only stop him from turning one of them off. And now Now I sort of force him, does he want to? In some ways, that's probably good because now I'm forcing him to have to use a second unit to try to attack. Yeah, so I used the proximity mine. Blew up the other whippet. So now he won't be able to turn off the other hero's duty. Now he'll get balance back here with the deck collector. So I have no
Yeah.
enhancements out, but that's okay. So now
Yeah, I
I'll
was
still just
thinking
hit two.
he might have been better off just not making that second attack and waiting. But yeah, since that's going to give him balance back, then yeah, that was
Right.
probably the right move.
Yeah, because other than that, he could have committed more than one thing too, I guess. But
Yeah.
I got a lot of enhancements in my hand, it looks like. I see Asteroid Base, see another Hidden Grove. And draw up here. Leia's Command, that could be useful. Leia could be useful.
I
Another
love having
Asteroid Base.
doing this proximity mine bouncing and then having something like Ties of Blood out there or whatever, things to encourage them to attack.
Yeah.
Or if they don't attack, if you put the mine and they wait, then Leia's Command or Leia will do a lot of work for you.
So I'm going to play the Asteroid Base. Probably just trying to get a resource out here. And I gotta think I might actually play Leia since I see her, even though I won't get to put the proximity mine back into play. Just because it's going to be another way to sort of force him to have to attack, or else Leia's going to ping stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably what I would do. He doesn't have anything threatening on there.
No.
And he's still going to have to attack and win edge to be able to hit that hero's duty.
Right, right. So I've got one on the force because of Gardener's Secret still. So I guess it's a question. If I ever think I'm going to attack with Leia, I probably don't want to commit her. I could just commit the junk dealer. But yep.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna leave Leia free just in case, I guess. I'm probably trying to decide, do I want to just go ahead and commit them both and make him have to try to beat 5, which would probably be sort of tough based on what he has right now.
Yeah.
So
Well, I
just
think
committed the junk
he
dealer.
wants to turn off that other hero's duty too.
Yeah,
But
I'm sure he does.
The thing is too, if you block with Leia and he attacks and you play a protection, let's say, Leia can get a second damage because of the asteroid
Yep.
base. So you could block and tactics, or damage and tactics, I should say.
Yeah. All right. So Jerry, he does have 5 resources with the deck collector, but if he uses that, he'll lose that icon for force struggle.
Yeah. Well, if he's got, it's probably worth it, unless that's going to make the difference. I mean, you could play a big unit and commit it and get forced that way.
Yep. All right, so let's see what he's going to do here. Now he's got to worry about Leia doing 2 damage to something since I have balance.
Yeah,
Battle's only at
Leia,
3.
you just have to start attacking. You can't sit
Right.
back. Unless you just are willing, you've got so many units you don't care that she kills one every turn.
Right. Yeah, or unless you have a way to kill her. Like
yeah, with her coming out early, it's very problematic.
Yeah. Now,
if she comes out and you've got 7 units in play, you don't care so much.
Right. Now I'm looking at Jerry's deck list. He does not have hunters in here, so he doesn't have Snuva that he could just take Leia right now because she'd be out of affiliation. But he does have Zuckuss and Forlom, so he could potentially capture her that way. If you can get her focused.
Doesn't Forlom only hits a guy that's 2 or less?
And
right?
if Forlom's in with Zuckuss in the engagement, you can capture something focused.
Okay.
So and then Zuckuss then you get like edge 2 also if they're together. So
yeah.
The idea is you focus what you want to get with Forlom. You use Zuckuss to focus something and then you capture it with Forlom. So,
yeah, he would have to have both of them right now. This is the one turn without the proximity mine. Otherwise, that would blow up Forlom.
Right, exactly.
So he would have to have them both, play them both, win, attack and win edge, despite Hero's Duty still being active, and you having 4 cards.
Yeah. I didn't say it'd be easy.
Promising.
No, it doesn't sound promising for him. So he has got the Rancor, okay. I guess to discourage me from attacking.
Well, only take a couple turns of plinking, and Leia can take care of that thing too.
Yeah, and now if he doesn't attack, your Hero's Duty is going to still be on.
Yeah.
So is he going to attack with the Rancor? So I guess now it's a matter, do I feel lucky to try to focus the Rancor with Leia? I think I'm going to let it go. I don't want the Rancor to chomp Leia.
Yeah, if he's got something like Prince's scheme, you could be in big trouble.
Yeah, that's probably what I was thinking. Now he still has the Whippet left, so he might as well really attack with the Whippet because otherwise I'm just going to kill it.
Yep.
But of course, if he does that, I don't think he has any heated battles in this deck. He's not going to kill Leia, and then I'd be able to double focus probably the Rancor and keep it out for a while.
Yeah, Leia's so hard to deal with. You're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't.
Yeah. So I gotta think it. I mean, I think if I'm Jerry, you just might as well attack because it's going to die anyway.
Well, the thing is, you're going to be able to throw, like you said, the one focus token on there,
Right.
but you could also theoretically attack with Leia and do that. If he attacks, his guy gets focused, Leia focuses the Rancor, and then on your turn you can send Leia again, lock down the deck collector, and now
Right.
he doesn't have 5 resources.
Yep, exactly. And that's probably what I'm thinking here. But like I said, if he doesn't attack, it's not. Well, I guess I couldn't double focus both things unless I draw another tactics. But that
Right.
Ripid's dying anyway. I'm gonna have a free board to swing at.
Yeah. So you're already going to lock down at least one of those.
Right. Now like you said though, I'd probably be able to lock down both here because I don't even really care if I win this edge battle. He's like,
Yeah, as long as he doesn't have a heat, it doesn't matter.
yeah, I'm probably taking my chances. Yeah, he discarded. Was that Zuckuss, I think?
Yeah, that was Zuckuss.
Yeah. So he's going to win edge and do a damage to Leia and do one to the objective. So he's got some damage spread around at least, but...
Yeah, but now he's got a lock board, and now you're going to
Yeah.
get damage right back.
Right,
And you're going to keep force as well.
Yeah, and I did lock that Rancor down. So now I would think I would hit Lady's Lesson here just because you have to attack with everybody if you engage it, but keep in balance, but I don't know.
Well, the trick with Lady's Lesson is it's okay. You just got to make sure it's the last thing you attack.
Right. It looks like I hit Hutt's Menagerie. Maybe I don't want him to recycle like the Rancor or something.
Yeah.
Ew. That's
Yeah.
not looking like the best draw. It looked like some of those droids from Ferris's set.
Yeah, they're not terrific.
I think
but
there's-
if you get some shields out there, they can actually you can get
Yeah.
something out of them.
I think I do see Echo Caverns though. That's not bad.
That would be really good.
And I could always bring the Proximity Mine back if I don't really have anything decent to play.
Yeah, well, I think you almost want to do that anyway, especially if you're going to attack. See, that's the thing now. You could attack in Lady's Lesson, have your board locked down, but you still got that damn mine for defense.
Right.
So there's only so much you can do. I think
Yeah.
you play Echo's Cavern, you play the mine, and
Yeah.
that gives you 2 other resources. I don't know what you do with, but
Well, I have Leia's Command in there too. I see in my hand, so
oh yeah, I'd probably. See, that's the one bad thing about having Leia out there is it encourages them to attack, so it's harder to use Leia's command.
yeah. Now I have the other asteroid base too, so I might just want to actually put that out, as weird as it might sound, just to get the extra resource and as long as
No,
Gardener's Secret out there, and
Yeah,
then I
that's-
guess I could go pull the Proximity Mine back still too.
Now the junk dealer, can you pull more than one thing a turn with him? Do you
No,
remember?
it's one per turn, but I guess you can do it on
Okay.
each player's turn. So I'm using it to pull out Proximity Mine.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because it pulls it in directly into play.
Right.
Because I was thinking you can use it to pull your Hidden Grove back, for example. You can just start collecting things out of your discard pile because you got so many now.
Right. So I do have one resource left. So I'm probably trying to think, do I want to play one of these cheap droids just to get something else out? Or do I want to save it for a potential Leia's Command, which, as you said, he might not be leaving too many ready units to even be able to use that. I am going to play a droid.
And then you still have your Echo Caverns.
Yeah. So I'm going to send Leia in
Yeah, I would.
and lock down the deck collector, like you said. Looks like I'm going after no disintegrations this time. And I
The
am.
nice thing, too, is you got 3 on the force from Gardener's Secret now.
That's interesting. It looks like I'm using Echo Caverns. I'm not quite sure why.
You're probably giving Leia an extra
Yeah,
blast.
I think I changed my mind. If I want to do anything, what I should do is go ahead and give it to the junk dealer after I strike with Leia
Right.
and then lock everything down. Or save it so I could steal something on defense.
Yeah, you get the mine though. You probably don't need it.
Yeah.
He may not even attack.
But I gotta think. I'm definitely gonna have to tactics that deck collector down just to keep him from the resource.
Yeah, because if you do that, there's no chance you see anything like Xizor next turn.
Right. Yeah, so I decided not to use Echo Caverns then. I really think that's actually the right play. I think sometimes in that case it wasn't like I could steal a tactics.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm giving up a blast, but I'm keeping the potential use of it on my turn or on his turn available. And then I'm gonna send the droid in just to ping Hutt's Menagerie, I guess.
Well, I might have, like I said, I would use, I'd send all three of them, or leave the droid behind and send the junk dealer because he already has a blast, and get
Yeah.
another one from Leia and do more damage to that objective while
Yeah.
you've got everything locked down.
Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna keep the junk dealer there on the force plus my 3 enhancements.
Yeah.
So I gotta keep balance here. And I guess the dial's gonna go up to like 4 or something.
Yeah, he's not able to take force because
Yeah,
of all those enhancements you got.
right. And now I've got the Rancor locked down. Luckily, he's only got the Whippet, who I could potentially kill.
Hmm.
That's probably why I sent the droid in. The droid doesn't have any icons, so
Right.
it's like I might as well just send him in, ping something, get a damage.
Oh, and that's the thing. You could have, if you were going to swing with the junk dealer as well and do damage to that second location, you could have just sent the droid at the lady's lesson.
Yeah, that's true. But I guess I wanted to at least leave the threat of a blocker.
Yeah.
Because now this gives me some options. I mean, I've still got 4 cards in hand, it looks like. And if I defend with the junk dealer, and win edge to make sure I keep him alive, which with the proximity mine, that's probably possible. I could even give him a tactics and then lock something else down
Yeah.
with Echo Caverns. So I've got Echo Caverns is so good. I think it sort of fell out of favor for a long time was because some of the other Smuggler stuff was so good. But I mean, certainly at the beginning of the game, it was just such an incredible card, and it's nice to see it coming back a little bit more prominently thanks to Gardener's Secret and stuff.
It's always been a really good set. I mean, I
Right.
love, that's the other thing, that the little chud in that deck with that gives another unit an extra damage. That's another
Right.
thing you can use with Luke.
Right.
And
It's got a target.
that the main unit in there, it's a 5 cost, looks like an imitation Falcon, but the fact is it's got 5 health.
Right.
So it is not an easy unit to deal with.
Right, and you could always put it in with like a Kraken kind of deck too, because when it strikes, you can rescue a captured card.
Yeah, although with Kraken, that's counterproductive. You really
Right.
don't want to rescue stuff with it. You want to put more things under for Kraken.
Right. Well, I guess it gives you a way to kind of sort of get around rescue mission, like if you don't have one and you've got a Falcon buried or something somewhere,
Yeah.
and you could use it to get the Falcon back. All right, so
Yeah,
you just
although-
played Zuckuss there.
With the Kraken deck, most everything that's captured is because you put it there yourself.
That's
most of the
true.
time.
That's true.
So maybe that's why he pitched his Zuckuss, is he had the other one.
Right. Now, I seem to remember at one point when we were playing this matchup, I said what was really funny was if he had still had Forlom's a droid, and I could have actually taken icons from Forlom and given them to the cheap chud droid from Ferris's set.
Yeah.
So I just use Echo Caverns to take something. I think I'm taking Zuckuss's tactics, actually. So he won't have a tactics.
Did he declare Zuckuss as an attacker? Is that, yeah.
I might have, yeah.
Or did you could take the unit damage from him if you
Right.
were blocking?
I think I didn't block, and I just took the tactics so he couldn't focus Leia down.
Okay.
And so now he's in this situation again where he's not that Whippet's not going to get anything in. If he attacks with the Whippet, I can just proximity mine it, and if he doesn't attack with the Whippet, I'm going to kill him with Leia.
Yeah.
So, and I'm going to keep balance either way. And then ping something, I'm sure.
Yep.
Yeah, so he's going to send the Whippet in, and I got to think, bye-bye proximity mine.
Well, now when you got a bunch of resources, too.
Right. And see, the nice thing about this is now I can actually defend with the junk dealer because I already gave him the tactics.
Yep.
And I can lock Zuckuss down probably, or the Rancor. Yep.
Yeah, now, is that Zuckuss elite? I don't remember
No,
if he's...
nope. Zuckuss
no?
and Fort,
Okay.
neither one of them are elite.
Okay.
So I'm going to have a wide open board. I'm going to get to ping something. I don't have the junk dealer this time, but that's all right. So I tossed a... I wonder if I just said I was pitching that in edge just because.
Oh, but now you've got Leia who can steal tactics from Zuckuss, and
Right.
you could lock down the other two, and so once again, all three guys will have 2 tactics on it when his turn starts.
And I hit Hutt's Menagerie, I guess. Again, I know I was just so worried I didn't want him to, like, if he lost something, to be able to pull creatures back. Of all
No, Hutt's Menagerie is definitely worth getting rid of.
Yeah. So let's see if I draw anything this time. I'm kind of doing this. This is the Chud Brigade again.
Like your Vima deck, right?
Yeah. Now I've got Asteroid Base. 2 of them. Some shields would be awesome right now.
If you can draw anything with shields, because now you can do it and get a couple of them going with that droid who puts an extra shield out when you take one off.
And I'm going to spend 2 and probably get the proximity mine back up. There it is.
Yeah, and that's the thing. He's really taking force back is virtually impossible now until he gets rid of Gardner's Secret.
Yeah. And
there's the munitions expert. I love that guy.
I still got Echo Caverns open and one of the Hero's Duty. So I still got 2 resources here.
Do you still have that Leia's command?
I think I pitched that.
Okay.
Actually, because it probably wasn't going to do me much good.
Yeah, it's just holding a place in your hand. If you've already got his board locked.
Yeah, I see secret objective, or 2 secret objectives maybe? It looks like 2 3 icon cards. They must both be secret objective or something.
I think so, yeah.
And then I think I see my no, what is that? Force barrier, the thing that gives you all the shields.
Yeah, you get the one that puts a shield on all your units and all your objectives.
Right. Now
that actually might come in handy with those asteroid bases out
there.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think I could play it now because I'm pretty sure, I don't remember if it costs 3, but yeah.
Use it next turn.
Right.
Now with the asteroid base, I always get limit 1 or limit once cross, but with 2 bases, can you use that ability twice?
You can use it twice. They're limit once.
Okay.
Just like they changed native support to that too.
Yeah. So in other words, you can use the one, trigger the droid to put a second shield out there on something else, and then use the other base.
Right.
So yeah, you got some potential for both unit and blast damage now.
Yeah, so I'm attacking with Leia here, it looks like, probably to lock down the Rancor again.
Yeah, and I would do the same thing. I would use Echo Caverns, and I would steal and lock down his entire board right now.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want something else hitting the board, like Caesar, like you said. So I'm... Actually, it doesn't look like I used Echo Caverns. What I might do is send a different unit in and give Leia's tactics to them. Like, I could send the munitions expert in.
Yeah. Well, as long as it's a unit that can take...
Right, yeah, like the munitions expert would be able to do that.
Yeah.
Yep. Alright, so I put the extra damage on that. So
that's the thing, too, now with those asteroid bases, with the munitions. I mean, a guy that has 1 gun can very easily get 3.
Yep.
So
I could actually take out... So I got a couple options here now. I could take out Hutt's Menagerie by giving the munitions expert a blast, or I could not take it out and then focus the Rancor. So I'll see what I
I
do.
don't
I'm
think you
using it.
need
Yeah.
to take it out this turn, because he doesn't have anything he's going to recover
Right. Yeah, I
this
gave.
turn.
Yeah. Already do. I gave him a tactics from Leia, and then so there's 4 damage on that now, and I'm probably gonna commit the droid just because. So I'll give me 5, which again is gonna be awfully hard for him to get 5 on the
Yeah.
Force, and that'll just go to 5. So I'm just pinging away again.
Yep. And you've got him completely shut down.
Yeah, and I got a proximity mine.
Yep. I'd love to see that Ewok from Leia's set right now with the shielding.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Ferris would be good too, just
Yeah.
in case, because he's so good to put a shield on him, and then he's basically a living counter spell if you need it.
Yep.
And he's one of those rare 2-gun, 2-blast units that Jedi didn't have for a long time.
Right. Right. No, I like Ferris. I mean, he's a very useful unit, and that set's very useful. The
The
droids just.
objective is kind of worthless.
Yeah, it's more the droids are like, I don't really think you needed 4 of them. That kind of takes away
No,
from
I
that
would
set.
love to see one of those in there and then something else.
Right, yeah.
Whether it's a unit or a resource. No, you got the asteroid base.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it would be, but just something that was more efficient than those droids. They're so situational where you have to either run them in a deck with a lot of shields or you risk
Right.
them not necessarily being good.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh.
they were better before Asteroid Base got the errata.
Yeah, I was
Then,
just gonna say that.
because then they were nuts,
That-
because you could give them all shields and use all of them with shields, but
Yep. No, I've done that. I've machine gunned away. I had like one little Ewok once swing for like 5 guns because I kept bouncing shields on and off from one unit to another, and when there was no limit to them.
yeah, so Jerry really, I don't know what he's going to play here that's going to help him much, to be honest.
Yeah, it's that mine and the junk dealers keeping him from doing any real damage to you.
Yeah.
And Leia doesn't let him have any defenders, so it's like whatever he plays, he knows it's only going to last one turn.
Yeah, it looks like that's the freelance hunter or whatever from No Disintegrations from Boba Fett set.
Yeah, just a standard Judd, nothing
Yeah.
special in him.
And then a Scum.
Well, that can at least survive. It's got 3 health.
Right, so I guess it's a matter, does he want to send the freelance hunter in just because it's going to die anyway, if potentially? Or does he want to...
Well, he's not taking Force either way. I think he's got to go with the Scum and lock down Leia.
Yeah, I would think he'd probably want to try that. I mean, I do have a blocker potentially. I can't kill. Well, I can't kill the Scum, but I might be able to keep him from winning edge. You never know.
Yeah. Yeah, he really needs to stop those tactics you're getting.
Right, but it's almost like he needs to not attack with the Scum because that's the only thing that could potentially survive Leia going
Yeah.
off there.
Well, if you even draw...
Except the Scum will die then too, because if he doesn't attack with the Scum
you
will
do
take
2
2 damage
to it.
and then die because I'm going to keep balance.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think he might as well attack with the Scum.
Well, and the thing, like I said, is Leia's got 1 damage, but the munitions, she's easily got 2. If you find a shield somewhere, she's got 3.
Right. And she's the only thing with tactics, although I can move tactics around with stuff, so...
Yeah.
Looks like he's going to attack with the freelance hunter. I'm going to use the proximity mine. Kill it. And then, like I said, if he doesn't try to lock Leia down, the problem here is the Scum's just going to die in a second anyway. So, all right, so he's sending it in. I'm going to block with the droid just to get in the way and make him use some cards.
Yeah. That may help you get stuff out of your hand, too, if you got a couple things
Yeah.
you don't.
I don't remember what I had in there. I had some secret objectives, I remember, which I'm not sure mattered. I
Yeah.
had that force barrier, so I'm probably I think I might want to keep the force barrier. Just get
With
the
the
shields.
board state, I think that force barrier might actually come in handy. I
Yeah.
can't remember ever using it, but this
I
is
pitched
one
it
of the
all in
times where I
there.
think it would.
I
You
had
did.
9 and he had 8
Ooh.
with 2 quick hunts. Yeah, so that's so
He
he's
was
like,
really hoping to win that one by double.
yeah, so and maybe that's why I didn't want to just let it go. Like I needed to keep pitching stuff in. I didn't want to risk that.
Well, even if you have 2 secret objectives, that means he needs 12 to win by double.
Yeah, that's true.
So.
So now I guess I have an interesting. I put it on Lady's Lesson. I kept the balance damage. So I guess the question is, can I actually do this here? And I probably can just with what's on the board. Actually, oh, actually, I need one more unit. If I get one more unit, I should be able to do it.
Well, you
I
got
can
4 on 2 of them, right?
right. I just because I just need one more unit because I can use Leia and the Junk Dealer and Echo Caverns to blow up Lady's Lesson at the end.
Yeah.
So I just need one unit so I can throw something in and get the unopposed at the other 2 things, like the munitions expert and somebody else. And I think I see a couple
Well,
units.
even if you draw a shield, you can get it with the asteroid base.
Yeah, that's true. Or if I draw a shield.
You've got a lot of ways you can do it.
Well, there's the Ewok.
There he is.
Yeah.
That's a shield right there.
Yeah, and that should be enough to do. I really theoretically shouldn't need anything else because I think Jerry put his whole hand in that turn.
Yeah, he's got no blockers.
Yeah, he has a resource open, but that's not matter. I'm gonna put native support, I guess, just in case.
Yeah, now that Ewok can potentially double swing.
Yeah.
Although he doesn't have a blast anyway at this point.
And it looks like I got Chewie's gun. I could give somebody Chewie's gun and get an extra blast too.
Yep.
I'm probably thinking
there's a lot of different enhancements in this deck.
Oh yeah, it's crazy. I enjoyed playing this deck. It was pretty fun.
Yeah, I've played it twice since I built it, and it was fun both times I played it.
I'm probably trying to decide if I'm gonna get the proximity mine back just in case. Yeah.
In case something goes wrong.
Yeah, just in case. I'm like, it doesn't seem like something should go wrong here, but I think Jerry's out of cards. But so yeah, I should be able to send the Ewok in after one of the objectives. That's either Hutt's Menagerie or no disintegration. Get it with the unopposed.
Yeah.
And I get a shield. Oh, and that nice thing, I can use native support to take the shield off the Ewok and just use the Ewok again.
Right. And then you put another shield out when you do that.
Right.
Which can be used on asteroid.
Yeah, so now Munition Expert takes out the second one. And now, like I said, with Leia's, with having the blast and Echo Caverns, then I should be able to, I'll shoot with Leia, probably tactics, whatever, not that matters.
Mm-hmm.
Do the blast damage and then use Echo Caverns to give the Junk Dealer a blast damage, and that blows it up. Yeah, I'm showing him Chewie's gun. I'm like, I could have just played Chewie's gun and got the extra blast, but it was more fun that way.
Yeah, you had multiple ways to come up with that
yeah.
blast.
Leia and that proximity mine being out, well, that was just brutal.
Yeah, imagine if you had like a Ties of Blood out there too.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was good. So, like I said, that deck you built was pretty fun, and I think Jerry's deck might have benefited from a second Masterful instead of Jabba's Orders, to be honest, and it might have actually had a little more punch.
Well, he didn't get enough resources either. You had that deck collector locked most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a deck collector in Masterful set, but there's also one in the Jabba's set. So that's kind of a wash.
Right, but Masterful
would have been the objective if you'd have gotten it.
Right, yeah, but Masterful would give you the resources on the objective that you can bury and stuff too. So that would have helped. I mean, you have more chance of getting that. But well, anyway, sure. You got any final thoughts about this one before we wrap it up, Derek?
I mean, the Scum deck was pretty straightforward. The one thing I've been kind of surprised by, it worked just as well for you, even though you didn't really draw the shields, but throwing the Ferris set with the asteroid bases in there at the end, I was just kind of doing it because it was something to do. It was potential for more damage, but it seems like it fits really well into the deck, so it's kind of nice to find a use for that set again.
Yeah, really. Well, Hero's Duty I didn't really see much from, but if anything, when I was looking at your deck, that was probably the thing I might think, well, maybe it'd be better to take it out and put in May the Force be with you or something, and
Right.
it might be really good, or one of the other Lukes even, like to just to get a little bit more
Yeah,
punch, but
I've been kind of surprised how useful it's been with the protections and the asteroid bases, and that working
right,
with the Ewok from Leia's set, and the potential shields and stuff bouncing them around.
yeah,
And Ferris, again, being able to not only attack and deal a lot of damage, but he can cancel spells if you need to, too. So, because you can send him every turn to attack,
right.
and that he always has a shield on him if they don't block or find some way to remove it, and you've got a recurring event cancel.
Right.
So,
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, thanks again for joining me for commentary as always, and enjoyed it. And we'll do it again soon.
anytime.